Hey guys, Ed here. So tonight's episode on our YouTube is going to deal with sextortion. We've already dealt with the definition of it. We put it on our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. So please go there first before you go any further and read up on it if you don't know what sextortion is. We are mainly going to deal with a local story for us because a lot of people, too often, people think that these things happen just like 500 miles away and it's just online and we don't know them. In this case, you're going to see its difference. And then afterwards, I just want to go over a few things and then I'll leave you be on your way. So, this is dealing from NBC News, and it was on February 20th, 2026, not even 2 months away. And it was an 18-year-old high school student that's a predator. He was arrested for running a massive catfishing, sextortion scheme of over 20 underage victims. And this predator was a student at Peters Township High School in McMurray, PA, and he faces over 300 felony counts. So here the basic story was the criminal complaint alleged that this predator instructed the juveniles to produce and then disseminate explicit images and videos of themselves to him, requested them to then engage in prohibited sexual acts, and then he would demand $500 from two of the victims in exchange for him not sharing that explicit material. These victims, guys, ranged from 14 to 17. So how he was caught, it's alluding to is that when one of the victims ignored this predator, he refused to pay, and then the victim's sister received those images. Now, sometimes they'll put them out to a whole school or tell you that that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to say victim, but he's a warrior, survivor that just stood up. He took the embarrassment, and I hope that everything is working out well for him. Obviously not in the beginning like this because he's going to need some help. But yeah, hopefully he gets the help that he needs. But God bless you, sir. So, guys, we've talked about the what. Now let's talk about what you can do. That was a crime. How can you work to mitigate it or hopefully keep your loved ones from being involved? But if they are, I'm going to tell you the first thing you need to do is trust. Earn their trust. This isn't like when I grew up or a lot of people my age grew up. You need to establish trust with your kids. It's not saying be soft on them, but let them know that they can come to you and talk to you about these things because that's gonna pay off in dividends. And thankfully, this young man stood up. But have them come to you like, oh, crap, I messed up. This digital age, those mistakes can happen, and you can't think of it from our age. You have to think on, hey, what was the reason? What was the circumstance here? How can we keep that from happening again? And thank you for coming and telling me this. Guys, communication and trust are going to be the two biggest forms of how you can fight this. Also, education. So with that being said, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your night and get over there and check it out. Hit that like and subscribe.